Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Welcome to the stream today. How are you all doing? How are you all doing on this fine Friday afternoon / potentially slightly evening for you if you're on the East Coast, or an entirely different time if you are in a different place in the world? How are you all doing? I'm still fiddling around with this. I got a new chat overlay. I feel like it's a little small still, but I'm working on it. Welcome all. I'm live on Twitch and YouTube. Somebody asked if I was streaming on Patreon. For streams where there's not something exclusive to Patreon, my thought has been don't. Primarily because it is an extra step and an extra chat to try to monitor. However, if patrons would really, if there are enough patrons that are like, oh man, really want to get a stream over on the Patreon too, I can oblige. It's just, it's available here for free. So, anyway, we are here today for the Big Brother 27 Soundbite tournament. It's a very prestigious tournament. The winner of the Soundbite tournament goes on to live in legend. Live in legend. Goes down in history as a legendary soundbite. We have some phenomenal previous soundbites. Soundbite winners. We have things like the first winner of a soundbite tournament and the only Big Brother Canada soundbite winner, of course, the OG bad boy.
I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad boy.
It hits. It still hits. Then we followed it up. I mean, that year was a big year for Big Brother in general. It was also a big year for Soundbites because Taylor Hale followed it up with Queen's coming to get hers.
Queen's coming to get what's hers.
Good stuff. Then Big Brother Canada got canceled. And I'm not going to elaborate on that. So we moved on. We went to Big Brother 25. And we had an interesting winner for Big Brother 25. A little bit different than previous winners. We had I Don't Care.
But you know what? Like, maybe I'm a cold ass bitch, but I don't care.
But it's not mine.
I don't care.
It's a good one. It's a good one. I feel like the taste for soundbites evolved that year. We went for something a bit longer with more context. It was a little more standalone. But the context did help. The context that you know certainly helped quite a bit. And then last year, the newest entry and the current soundbite champion who will be passing the crown today. Except for you.
Except for you. Don't talk to me.
Except for you. Don't talk to me. That is the current champion. I do think
I do hate you.
I do hate you. That's one of those, like, Bad Boy won the Oscar, but, like, did I do hate you get robbed? You know what I mean? I don't know. So those are our current champions. One soundbite today from Big Brother 27 will be joining that list of champions. I'm realizing also I'm streaming on YouTube as well as Twitch. We normally do Twitch polls. I've never streamed the Soundbite tournament on both Twitch and YouTube, and I'm realizing now, far too late, that it would be quite difficult to try to maintain two polls. So I do apologize to the YouTube viewers, but I think we have to use the Twitch polls. So if you're able to get the Twitch stream open, that would be ideal. Otherwise, we'll be doing math trying to combine the polls. And there are currently more Twitch viewers at the moment, so I do think they get to win that battle. Also, I have a graphic set up for the Twitch stream, for the Twitch poll, and I don't have one for the YouTube. So, anyway, worth noting, concurrent viewers on YouTube just plummeted. Thank you, Envy, for the 63rd month there. Will I be streaming Amazing Race live for the finale? I wouldn't count on it. I'm pretty busy on Wednesday, actually. But there will certainly be a video on Patreon for the finale. Also, I just really enjoy... I think I'll enjoy it a lot more if I watch it Patreon style versus live. I think it's just more fun to watch it that way, to be honest. It was stupid. That's what. Anyway, I do not have a nice, clean number of sound bites this year. It was a very busy year. I wouldn't call it a soundbite heavy season. In general, but we do have some good ones. But the bracket is a little messy, so let's take a look at the bracket. Also, before we get too deep into this, we're gonna run through the soundbite tournament once it's over at around 4 p.m. Pacific, so in about an hour 45. I will be live only on Patreon. That is for the book club, for my book, Behind the Mirror. You know it. Got a hardcover of it now. We'll be talking about chapter 1 in the book club. That will be live for patrons who have the tier for live streams. The video will be posted after the fact. You can join me, ask questions. You can even jump on a call with me if you want to talk about the book. It's a fun time. So check that out. But right here, right now, we are doing the Soundbite tournament for Big Brother 27. And here are the sound bites that we are working with. Should I go through them first, or should I start the battles first? Here, let me at least show you. There are a couple that got a bye round. This is, by the way, random seating fully random. I randomized the seating. Sometimes that leads to heartbreak. That's part of the experience. But we will be hearing the sound bites plenty of times generally throughout the stream. So I feel like maybe let's just go straight into the battles because otherwise we'll hear them. The one that wins will hear it at least 5 times as it is. So let's just start right away with the battles. So let's jump in here. Now, if you don't remember, if you haven't been here before, you haven't done the Soundbite tournament, you don't know how prestigious and important this is. You may not know how this works, but basically, you can see the sound bites here. They're labeled. I will play the sound bite for each matchup, and then I will post the poll on Twitch, and you can vote in the poll for which soundbite you want to continue forward in the tournament. The winning soundbite will advance. The other one will be eliminated. This is single elimination. We did double an elimination once, and it literally took hours. So it's dangerous. You got to make sure you get your vote in, because if you have one in there that's like, oh, this is your favorite, but you're like, oh, I'm not paying attention. Oof. Heartbreak. That is how it goes. There's only one winner. And we'll find out which one it is, which one is the champion of the Soundbite tournament. So, first up, you can see here, we have 2 soundbites ready to go. We have So Dumb.
This is so dumb.
Pretty self-explanatory. This is so dumb. It's a Keanu soundbite. Don't have too many of those. This is so dumb. Versus Not the Mafia.
This is not the mafia.
Not the Mafia. This is not the Mafia. That one, it's a Will soundbite. I will tell you, Will has a lot of soundbites. One of them being, this is not the Mafia. So dumb, obviously, you know, pretty classic use case here. There's plenty of uses for the so dumb. Not the Mafia though has the funny extra bit of, oh yeah, remember the Mafia from BB25? This is not the Mafia. Kind of a reference to a previous potential soundbite champion. So which one? Is it so dumb or not the Mafia? Here we go. You have 1 minute to decide. The poll starts now. And there it is on the screen.
This is so dumb. This is not the mafia.
This is so dumb, and it's also not the Mafia. So dumb has taken an early lead here, 66%. Not likely gonna falter that kind of a lead. We might drop the time limit down to 30 seconds also. I think maybe a minute is a little long. This is so dumb. Added benefit of this is so dumb. Pretty representative of the season in many ways. This is so dumb. Pretty commanding lead here. 100 votes to 50. Double the amount of votes. That's about the winning percentage of men to women in the late teens of Big Brother Big Brother's history. And so dumb.
This is so dumb.
Has in fact taken the win. between these two. Not the Mafia, now relegated out of this folder. So Dumb wins and moves on to face What Are We Doing Here, which got a bye round. Okay, that's round number 1. We will now move on to round number 2. Oh, Warwick with 5 gifted. Speaking of sound bites.
Wow, a 5.
Thank you, Warwick. Okay. Round 2. I do apologize also for the general sort of timing of things, especially as I start. It's a lot to manage. 1 minute is the lowest amount of time I can put. Okay. Okay. So, round 2. We have 2 contenders. We have another Will soundbite in the form of poison.
I hope I do pick the poison.
I hope I do pick the poison. Versus something actually relatively related, I would say. Oh, there are some ads running. I apologize. How do I? Yeah, that's pretty annoying, huh? Probably not ads running on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. Anyway, let's filibuster for a moment. And they really it wasn't the best timing. Yes, of course, if you subscribe to the Twitch channel, you don't get ads. Which is, of course, very nice. And choose to run ads during the polls. Well, hopefully once this one ends, we'll be kind of fine for a little bit. So I think again, these were totally randomized. I think that this one's very funny that we got poison and throw up back to back. Also, I don't know if you guys, I'm interested to see how many of you recognize the sound bites before they play. You can remember what they are. Okay, ads are done. Welcome back. This is round 2. We have a Will soundbite.
I hope I do pick the poison.
Versus a Morgan soundbite.
I have never wanted to throw up more in my life.
Will wants to pick the poison. Morgan wants to throw it up. But which one is better? What is the better soundbite? The poll starts now. Poison out to the 1 vote lead, but then throw up. Coming back. Looks like Will's poison soundbite not performing very well. Will has so far, despite having many soundbites in this tournament, not faring well. He lost handily to Keanu in round 1, now losing handily to Morgan in round 2. She's never wanted to throw up more in her life. And Will seems to have picked the poison here because he is not going to win this battle. Throw up will win round 1 between the two of them. Okay. Next up, we have pooping himself, which, quite frankly, there's a bit of a theme going on in general on the Soundbite tournament this season. Here's pooping himself.
Oh, I know Vince is just pooping himself right now.
versus valued opinions. I think both of these are pretty contextual, I would say. Pretty, pooping himself is a better soundbite in relation to other soundbites. And this other one, valued opinions, also better in the context of what we had been going through during the season. This is valued opinion.
These are the people that I trust the most in this house. So their opinion, I truly value.
I clipped that because it was literally the first time all season that the HOH was actually working with their allies. So, is it pooping himself or valued opinions? The poll starts now. Ooh, quite an early deadlock, but then quickly pooping himself starts demolishing valued opinions. Of course, important to note for the Soundbite tournament that who says the line is quite important, which you may have noticed. You already see the previous winners. You have Kevin Jacobs, you have Taylor Hale, you have Izzy, and you have Angela. The speaker of the soundbite is important, but you do have to have a good soundbite as well. I think Ava lost a lot of goodwill in the fan base toward the end of the season, despite being quite a fan favorite at the point at which she said this line, and she gets demolished by pooping himself. Can't believe I'm saying that. Pooping himself moves on. Oh, wow. And again, we have a very interestingly themed matchup right here. So let me also move poison out of here. We're gonna move value opinions out of here. This is an interesting theme. These are two Julie sound bites. I think there's one clear favorite here, but I am quite fond of the other one. This is Over My Shoulder.
Right over here, over my shoulder.
Over My Shoulder. I believe that was also with Ava, by the way. Versus the classic No, No, No.
No, no, no.
Which Julie Chen soundbite will succeed? Oh boy, I don't think I've ever seen that. There's still not a single vote for not a single vote so far. I don't think that has ever happened in the history of the Soundbite tournament. 160, nearly 160 votes. Not a single one. Still, even after pointing it out. This is about to potentially be the biggest blowout in the history of the sound. Oh, there it is. There it is. One person who flipped. Now two people. A 99 to 1% vote. I still think that is potentially the biggest blowout in the history of the Soundbite tournament, but it will not have the honor of being a complete blowout. No, no, no. Moves on over my shoulder.
Right over here, over my shoulder.
All right, we have another heavy hitter here. Next up, for match number 5. This is a lot of people came into this tournament and they said, I've got a number one pick with a bullet. And that is pooping my pants.
I'm pooping my pants.
Pooping my pants. And it is facing off against enormous ass, which you'd think would be easy to see. There it is.
Keanu got an enormous ass.
Pooping my pants versus enormous ass. They're two good ones. This is a pretty rough little spot here in the Soundbite tournament. But it is the nature of the random seeding, and it is the way that we have to operate here on the Soundbite tournament. The poll starts now. Enormous Ass gets an early 1-vote lead. That was closer than I thought it would be. Pooping my pants, supposed to be a juggernaut, comes out to a relatively comfortable lead now, but you would have expected a more dominant win here in the first round. Pooping my pants perhaps got a little too big for its britches. But it does now have a 70 to 30% lead, meaning pooping my pants will be moving on to round 2. Okay. Next up, we have we have another Will quote. And it's going up against quite an interesting one. A bit unique for the Soundbite tournament. This is Popcorn Ready.
Get your popcorn ready.
Versus We're Still Live.
Yeah, I had accidentally received a message I shouldn't have about a girl named Ava being an alternate.
I think we're still alive.
Oh. You're right. I think we are.
More of a moment than a soundbite. It's maybe possible. I don't know. I don't know if this would work. Possible. We might just, we could maybe clip out just the ending of that one for a soundbite.
Yeah, I had accidentally received a message I shouldn't have about a girl named Ava being an alternate.
I think we're still alive.
Oh. You're right.
I think we're still live. Perhaps. But as of right now, that is the soundbite. Let's do a little bit of an on the fly adjustment. This is not unprecedented. Sometimes sound bites were originally, and we like to stick to the original at first to be true to, you know, who we are and who we were at the moment that we clipped it. But let's take a look and see if there's anything we can do here.
Oh. You're right. I think we are.
Being an alternate.
I think we're still alive. I think we're still alive.
Let's chop that.
I think we're still alive.
Oh. You're right. I think we are.
Maybe just this. Maybe something like...
Oh.
Still live. I'm going to call this Still Live O. And we're going to drop this into here. And we're going to do a little bit of a makeshift poll. Do you want the full clip?
I think we're still alive.
Oh.
or the shortened clip. That is the current poll. It's a pre-poll to the following poll. Pick whichever you think will make it last the longest in the tournament. Shortened version seems to be dominating. All right, that seems pretty clear to me. So let's end that poll. We're going to go still live or popcorn ready. So to remind you, here are the two sound bites in contention.
Get your popcorn ready.
Versus.
I think we're still live.
Oh.
Poll starts now. Still live is in fact beating popcorn. Will having a tough time here today on the Soundbite tournament. Important to note as well, as I'm seeing some people hoping for certain sound bites, this is the Soundbite tournament, again, has to be true to the experience of watching live. And sometimes I miss sound bites. Sometimes I'm not there for it. Sometimes it doesn't land. Sometimes the thing isn't ready. At the end of the day, this is not about best sound from the season. It's about best sound bite that was used during the season. So there will be things that were missed, sometimes many of them. But in this case, we're still live. Moves on over popcorn ready. Will continuing to strike out in the Soundbite tournament. All right, let's pull this version of Still Live out, and we'll also pull out popcorn ready. Okay. Next up, we have two Vince-related sound bites. We have crying or lying.
He's either crying to me or lying to me.
Versus too hard.
I let him know without pushing too hard.
One is more self-explanatory than the other. Too hard was in the context of the overthrow power, and to me it was emblematic of Vince's gameplay to that point. And that's why I found it particularly funny at the time. So let's do this. Is it crying or lying from Rachel? Or is it too hard from Vince? The poll starts now. Crying or lying with the early lead and very much holds on to it. This is not close. I didn't think it would be. Too hard, I thought, was one of the weaker entries overall, and crying or lying is one of the stronger ones. This is not going to be a difficult one to call here. Crying or lying will be moving on. So let's pull down to the second branch here on the bracket. And we have... There, let me also pull out this one. We have another Rachel clip. This one about Keanu. So she had one clip describing Vince. Another one describing Keanu.
Maybe you want to do some bench presses on that brain because, bro, I think you're very confused.
Versus perhaps the Will quote that got the most amount of play during the season. Captain Will.
Folks,
love Captain Will.
And this is truly going to be the test of the validity of that statement. Do folks truly love Captain Will because he is up against brain benching? Brain benching versus Captain Will. The poll starts now. Brain benching with the early lead, but Captain Will massively overtakes it. Will finally holding his own over a competitor here. Will is, in fact, liked. Maybe even loved.
Folks love Captain Will.
All right, there it is. Pretty solid. Pretty big there. Captain will be moving on. We do have some more ads. But yeah, seating was random. Let's as we have an ad break here, let's take a quick moment to look at the current standings. We have So Dumb beating Not the Mafia, which is now going to be up against What Are We Doing Here? You haven't even heard that one yet, but it is another Will one. Throw Up beat Poison, which is now going to be up against Pooping Himself, which beat out Valued Opinions. No, crushed Over My Shoulder, but is now going to have to face off against Pooping My Pants, which beat Enormous Ass. This is truly the matchup that I think a lot of people would have been looking for at the start of the tournament, happening early on in round 2. So we'll see if we'll see what that one looks like, and if perhaps the winner of that is going to be looked at as the favorite moving forward. We're Still Live beat out Popcorn Ready, which is now going to face off against Crying or Lying, which beat out Too Hard. And just now we saw Captain Will beat out Brain Benching, and Captain Will is going to face off against the other soundbite that got a bye round, which was The Audacity, which we will get to hear in just a bit. So that is our current standing here on the Soundbite tournament. About halfway through, a little bit more, the first round. As we're still warming up into this, getting a sense of where these sound bites stand. Sometimes my prediction is wildly off. Sometimes I'm like, this one's going to be popular, and then it's not. And then sometimes sound bites come out of nowhere. Sound bites can occasionally get a bit of a cult following. I think right now the most interesting story for me, obviously the big matchup here in round 2, but also this whole We're Still Live. We had to do a little bit of a poll to determine if we wanted the short version or the longer version, and the shorter version won out. But I saw some disgruntled We're Still Live fans that preferred the long version, and I'm curious to know if that discord between the two factions of that Soundbites fans will cause it some trouble moving forward. All right, so Captain Will is in fact moving on. And next up, and also I need to take out Brain Benching, which I probably should have done during the break. Next up, we have Honored Streamer.
I'm so honored to be your streamer.
Wow, this one's wild. The randomizing sometimes is really interesting. Honored Streamer versus Worst Feeling. It's two Morgan soundbites against each other, and they're from two opposite sides of Morgan's experience.
This is probably like the worst I've felt in a really long time, and I can't shake it.
They're both very good, I've got to say. She in the second one, she's giving that like meme that people do about like feeling bad. But Honored Streamer is certainly way more personal to Morgan, and is a very good one. So let's see if Worst I've felt can even come close to holding on against Honored Streamer. Here's the poll. And yes, in fact, Honored Streamer with a pretty significant lead here. When will we get a soundbite like Honored Streamer again? It's not a bad point. Pretty significant lead here. Honored Streamer will for sure be moving on into the second round over Worst I've Felt. That was another. So far, this has gone pretty according to how I've predicted it. Now, we have another matchup. We have Flush number 2.
Do I take advantage of this chance to flush my number one's number 2?
Which again is funniest in context. Versus Kaputs.
Gotta put kaputs to that.
I think I have a feeling which one is going to win this one. Again, based on who said them. What's funny is that Ava has some of these sound bites, and here's the poll, that perhaps if there had been a different results to the season, if things had gone differently for Ava, would have been much more popular. And they were made at a time where Ava's quotes were much more popular. But now just getting ironically flushed down the drain in this tournament. It's not going to be close. Flush number 2 will be moving on over Kaputs. Okay, we have 2 more Vince-related sound bites. Shouldn't be surprising that Vince, Morgan, Rachel, and Will are probably the biggest stars of these. Maybe some Keanu in there as well. We have Between Me and Vince.
I am not about to let anybody come in between me and Vince making it to that final 2.
It was a full circle moment to hear Morgan nearly quote one Rachel Riley. It was also relatively emblematic of the season at large. But it's facing off against a classic moment regarding Zingbot. This is Funny Guy.
Thinks he's funny. He's a funny guy.
Morgan versus Vince. It was always going to come down to this at some point. Is Vince's number 1 going to be number 2 going to be flushed? Or is Funny Guy going to wow, this one's close. Wow, Funny Guy had a very big early lead, but Flush number 2 just came in and crushed and completely took over. That was an interesting start to that. There was an early surge of Vince Funny Guy lovers. Oh, sorry. I'm saying Flush number 2. Geez. I did the poll wrong. I apologize. That's part of what got wrong. All right, let me do this again. I wrote the wrong thing. Between Me and Vince versus Funny Guy. This is what I was warning you guys about. Trying to manage so many things. All right, Between Me and Vince versus Funny Guy. Which one now will win? And this time, Funny Guy not even standing as much of a chance. Wouldn't have beat Flush number 2. Isn't gonna beat Between Me and Vince.
Thinks he's funny. He's a funny guy.
Zingbot's a funny guy. Between Me and Vince will be moving on. All right. Next up, we have another Rachel quote. we have Back Bitches
I'm back, bitches! Oh my god, I'm the new HOH!
versus Boring Move.
This is a boring move.
Rachel versus Will. A lot of these round one matchups have been pretty good, pretty straightforward, I would say. I have a theory as to which one I think this one. I'm gonna have to censor the poll here. There we go. And as expected, Back Bitches is gonna take this one. Outside of this this heavyweight matchup up here, I think so far round one has been pretty solid with some slam dunk decisions. So the random seating did pretty decently overall. But I'm Back Bitches is gonna be taking over Boring Move. And now our final two matchups of the first round are going to be another Rachel quote. We've got quite a few here, obviously. We've got I'm the Legend.
I get to choose. I'm the legend.
Ooh, this is a tough one. I don't know. This will be interesting because it's I'm the Legend versus Instigator.
Aw, man. Why do I instigate so much?
That one's brutal for me. I think you know which one I like, considering how often I played one of them. But we do have legend status versus versus Instigator. Here we go. Here's the poll. Is it I'm the Legend or is it Instigator? Instigator does have an early lead, and it's a massive lead. That's interesting to me. I really thought I'm the Legend would have a strong run in this poll, in this tournament.
I get to choose. I'm the legend.
But in this case, Rachel did not get to choose because Kelly did in fact manage to instigate her way.
Aw, man. Why do I instigate so much?
It was just too relevant, I think, to the season. Instigator is in fact going to move on over I'm the Legend. And finally, man, Kelly really like backloaded her sound bites here. This one's a bit brutal for Kelly because these are two pretty decent ones. It's Bitches Quaking.
I've got bitches quaking.
Sorry. I also said quacking, not quaking. It's wrong on two fronts because first of all, it's quaking, and second of all, it's not quacking. But it's up against a heavy hitter as well.
Ding, 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 ding.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm going to have to censor this one again. So is it bitches quaking or ding, ding, ding? There's the poll. Early lead for ding, ding, ding. And it holds. It holds. Bitches quaking.
I've got bitches quaking.
She never did. Let's be real. She never did. But what she did do was
Ding, 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 ding.
quite a bit. Quite a bit did she ding, 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 ding. And that will conclude round one of the Soundbite tournament with ding, ding, ding. Moving on. Let me see if I can run a quick ad break here. And we'll do a quick recap of our current situation. just to hold off as much as possible getting interrupted. Okay, so dumb, throw up, pooping himself, no, pooping my pants, we're still live, crying or lying, Captain Will, honored streamer, flush number 2, between me and Vince, back bitches, instigator, and ding 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 ding. Which means Kelly is gonna have to do instigator versus ding ding in round 2. That's a big one. That's a heavy hitter matchup, and I think no versus pooping my pants is another really big matchup. I think those are the two ones to look out for here in round 2, as I think all 4 of them potential favorites to win. So that is where we stand here in round 2. So let's move up and let's do round 2. We have a couple of bye rounds. So this is the first of them. So this is the first time you'll hear this one. It's, what are we doing here?
What are we actually doing here?
And again, this is a pretty appropriate matchup because it's up against So Dumb.
This is so dumb.
It's literally 2 versions of the same thing.
What are we actually doing here? This is so dumb.
And both, again, very emblematic overall of the season at large. So let's take a look here. Okay, let me manage the poll, please. Hold on. Little bit of a glitch happening with my poll management. Here we go. Maybe. Oops. No. All right, I'll do it over here. It's going to be what are we doing here versus So Dumb. Here's the poll.
What are we actually doing here? This is so dumb.
What are we actually doing here? Dominating This Is So Dumb. It's not even remotely close. So Dumb, which crushed Will when it faced off against Not the Mafia, is now getting crushed in retaliation by Will's What Are We Even Doing Here? Perhaps this is coming from a place of, again, the source. Because Keanu saying this is so dumb versus Will saying this is so dumb, they kind of mean different things in the context of the season.
What are we actually doing here?
This is also a little bit...
This is so dumb.
It's a little bit funnier, I think. I think we can agree. What are we actually doing here? Is a bit funnier, and it will move on after getting the bye round in round 1. So Dumb, really just taking the brunt of the revenge that Will has thrust upon it. Next up, we have quite the matchup. We have Throw Up.
I have never wanted to throw up more in my life.
Versus Pooping Himself.
Oh, I know Vince is just pooping himself right now.
2 Morgan quotes. Here's the poll. Pooping Himself with the early lead. Throw Up has a bit of a comeback, but ooh, no. Pooping Himself pushes forward here. And again, there have not been many close matchups. I don't think there's been a single result so far that has been closer than like 60-something percent, 66-ish percent. It's been pretty agreed upon, pretty conclusive each result so far. We'll see if that changes in the next round for sure. Pooping Himself will move on over Throw. What are we doing? All right. There we go. Pooping himself. Next up. Here it is. This is truly... If you had asked, what are the 2 biggest quotes? Some may have said, oh, we have ads again. Okay. We'll build it up. We'll build it up once we get there. I guess I should have done a larger ad break earlier. I think also, like, at some point we just need to push through. I'm already seeing in the chat the back and forth. I'm seeing the war already starting. This is your chance. Let's be real. This is your chance to convince everyone else who is currently voting to side with your point of view. What's funny is the no advocators almost seem to be arguing against themselves. No. Pooping my pants. I will say, I think pooping my pants easily the most played soundbite of the season. Definitely heavily related to the gameplay of the season. No, as some are saying, is Ashley representation. I'll play them one more time. It's no.
No.
Versus pooping my pants.
I'm pooping my pants.
You have 1 minute. The poll starts now. Which one is going to come out on top? Because this is truly the matchup to watch. No, with an early lead, and it's massive over pooping my pants. Pooping my pants is genuinely...
I'm pooping my pants.
Genuinely pooping its pants. This is not even close. It's not even close. Pooping my pants, I mentioned it in the first round, seemed a little big for its britches. It did not beat out enormous ass as much as you would have thought, considering the relation to the two things. But in fact, pooping my pants, a huge
underperformance
in this tournament.
Oh, I know Vince is just pooping himself right now.
He is. That is exactly what's happening. Pooping my pants with an early round 2 elimination. I'm not going to lie. I came into this tournament thinking, all right, I think pooping my pants will be added to the echelon of Soundbite championship. And it was not even close. No has demolished pooping my pants. Pooping my pants now moving out of the folder. Okay. That was a big one, but we must move on. We now have Still Live versus Crying or Lying. Just to remind you here.
I think we're still live.
Oh.
That is the shortened Still Live that you all chose. Versus.
He's either crying to me or lying to me.
Which one will win and face off against No in the next round? Crying or Lying with the early lead, but it is not definitive. This one is close. This is 60-40. This is the closest I think we've seen all tournament, 58-42. This is a close one here. Still Live is genuinely still alive in this tournament. Wow, it's 47 to 53% right now. Crying or Lying is currently crying or lying its way to begging for its life here as it struggles to hold on to its tight lead of 51%. It is just 4 votes ahead of Still Live. This is the one to vote in if you have an opinion, because it genuinely matters. There is still only now a 3-vote difference, a 1-vote difference now, still a 1-vote difference between Crying or Lying or Still Live. Choose which one you think should survive, because your time is about to end and we are 2 votes away by 1. No, not by 1. It tied. Folks, we have a tie.
I think we're still alive.
Oh.
He's either crying to me or lying to me.
We have tied before, I believe. It has happened. But I do not remember what we did. We can redo the poll. Oh, no. Wait. I know exactly what we need to do. I know exactly what we need to do. It's obvious. YouTube. YouTube is going to break the tie. Let me just make sure. I need to be able to capture this. Here, let me pull over this to here for a moment. Okay. This is your time to shine, YouTube chat. Here it is. This is the YouTube poll. I don't think I can set a time limit. So I'm going to use the clock up here, top right of my screen. I'm going to hit start when we get to 30 seconds, and you will have 60 seconds to vote. There it is. The poll has started. I will be ending this poll at 3:08 and 30 seconds. Crying or Lying. Again, this is close. This is still very close. Still Live now with a small lead over Crying or Lying. This is the first time Still Live has held a lead in this matchup, and we are now 25 seconds away. It is holding its lead, 51%, 52%. 20 seconds remain. And it's gaining. It's gaining. Crying or Lying is not going to be able to beg its way out of this one unless they can come in the next 10 seconds. YouTube is about to choose its winner, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen. At 30 seconds, the poll ends, and Still Live has defeated Crying or Lying. There it is. We have some dejected people here. Listen, at the end of the day, if you're in both Twitch and YouTube, you're giving me double viewership and you got an extra vote. Here we go. Still live.
I think we're still live.
Oh.
Has defeated crying.
He's either crying to me or lying to me.
First big controversy of the season. I'm still paying for Tennessee too. There it is. We're Still Live will now face off against No 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 in the next round. But we move forward into the second batch on the bracket. This time, it's going to be the other new one that got a bye round in round one. It's the Audacity. A classic in the world of Big Brother Soundbites. We love our Audacities. Here it is.
I mean, the Audacity, Keanu.
The Audacity versus Captain Will.
Folks love Captain Will.
Here's the poll. The Audacity with the 1 vote lead, but Captain Will comes in strong. Wow, this is another close one. The Audacity pulling back from behind. I was not expecting this. Captain Will, perhaps one of Will's strongest sound bites, but it is currently being beat out by the Audacity. But it's another very close vote. It's 50-50. Again, we are halfway through and we are still at 50-50. Captain Will coming in a little bit here now as a 3% advantage. Well, it's a 6% gap. 53, now 52 to 88%. There's a difference of 6 votes total, and your time is running out if you want to cast your vote. It is close, but there are 5 votes that need to be filled in if the Audacity wants the Audacity to beat Captain Will, and I don't think it's going to happen. 5 votes still between them, and that is it. Captain Will is, in fact, still loved.
Folks love Captain Will.
And for the second soundbite in a row, Rachel.
I mean, the Audacity, Keanu.
Has been defeated, and truly the soundbite is appropriate to play there.
I mean, the Audacity, Keanu.
Except don't say Keanu because it was you guys. It was you guys that had the audacity to take down Rachel as Captain Will moves on. All right. Now, again, we have Morgan versus Morgan. It's Honored Streamer.
I'm so honored to be your streamer.
Versus Flush number 2.
Do I take advantage of this chance to flush my number one's number 2?
Which Morgan quote is more meaningful? Which is better? Which speaks to you the most? The poll starts now. Honored Streamer versus Flush number 2. We have poop in the race once again, and this time it is still close. Honored Streamer falling behind now at about a 3-vote gap. It is still very close. It is very close between these two. A 4-vote gap between Honored Streamer and Flush number 2. Honored Streamer, again, a favorite of the Morgan fan base, but Flush number 2 seems to have an edge here as it has too many connections to themes from the season. We are now at a 3-vote gap again. This is extremely tight. The audience has fractured, and it's now 50-50. 50. We are at 50-50 here with Honored Streamer now having an edge over Flush number 2 out of nowhere. They are tied once again. 86 votes to 86 votes. Now Flush number 2 with 1 vote ahead. This is going to be tight as Flush number 2 starts to pull ahead a little bit. My Honored Streamer is now, and it's lost. It is Flush number 2 out of nowhere.
Do I
Flush
take advantage
number
of
2
this chance
has flushed
to flush
Honored
my number
Streamer
ones,
down
number
the
2?
toilet. Honored Streamer is no longer
I'm so honored to be your streamer.
honored. Honored Streamer taken down by Flush number 2. Pooping my pants was not good enough, but flushing number 1's number 2. That's what you guys are into. All right. Now again, wow, I hadn't even realized this until this moment. But the next matchup is also iconic. It's between me and Vince versus back bitches. It's Morgan as Rachel.
I am not about to let anybody come in between me and Vince making it to that final 2.
Versus Rachel as Rachel.
I'm back, bitches! Oh my god, I'm the new HOH!
Here's the poll. And it's an early dominant lead for back bitches. Nobody gets between me and my Vince. Not holding on. Not holding on at all. It is 80-20 right now. This is not close. People in this chat are preferring the real thing. The OG. Which is funny because I'm back bitches is, yeah, not an original quote also. But it is going to defeat between me and Vince. Back bitches moves on. And now the final matchup of round 2. And this has truly been, it's been quite the round. All of these matchups have been quite interesting. Many of them have been quite interesting. We have 2 Kelly quotes. They're the only 2 Kelly quotes left. They, again, backloaded all these Kelly quotes here. And there's, I think, a strong argument for each one. It's Instigator.
Aw, man. Why do I instigate so much?
Versus Ding Ding Ding.
Ding, 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 ding.
Which do you prefer? The poll starts now. And honestly, I feel like I'm Joseph on The Amazing Race. I don't even know if I can choose. But Instigator does take a lead over Ding Ding Ding. I was seeing people earlier on in this stream saying Ding 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 was going to win the whole thing, but Instigator is holding its own, a strong lead right now over Ding Ding Ding. Ding 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 is trying to claw it back, 43% to 57%, but it is not gaining enough momentum if it wants to hold on. We are halfway through, and it still needs a lengthy climb to hit the Instigator numbers right now. They are 24 votes behind. That is going to be pretty difficult to make up in the time that it has. Ding, ding, ding is struggling to keep up, but it is holding its own here at 42%. Ding, ding, ding is truly, it's a valiant effort, but I don't think it's going to be able to pull through here as Ding, ding, ding is in fact defeated.
Aw, man. Why do I instigate so much?
By the Instigator. As Instigator moves on. Okay. There we go. That was quite a round. I think there were a Ding Ding Ding, one of my favorites, although it was beat by another one of my favorites. We lost Honored Streamer. We lost Crying or Lying in a controversial matchup. We lost Pooping My Pants. And we lost Throw Up and So Dumb, which were not heavy hitters, I would say, but we lost a lot of big ones here. And we are now in the top 8. Round 3 of the Soundbite tournament. Let's move on to the first matchup of round 3. It's What Are We Doing Here versus Pooping Himself. What are we doing here? The only bye round still in the tournament. It showed up in round 2 and it defeated So Dumb, but does it have what it takes to beat a pooping quote by Morgan? Because out of the top 8 sound bites, 2 of them are pooping quotes by Morgan, which is more than you would expect if you had asked before the season started. And indicative, perhaps, of where the fan base is at the moment. So,
what are we actually doing here?
What are we doing here? Versus.
Oh, I know Vince is just pooping himself right now.
Pooping himself. Is the poop sticky enough to hold on? Or are we going to be asking ourselves, what are we even doing here? And that is, in fact, what we are asking ourselves.
What are we actually doing here?
Because you finally decided, enough with the poop. We are not going to have a poopy champion. What are we doing here? The bye round darling is moving into the semifinals, the final 4. Wills, what are we even doing here? Which is truly what many of us were asking throughout the season, as Vince pooping himself has finally been erased from our minds as we put an end to Vince. I believe that is, we are now looking at, there is a Vince quote, which is "We're still live." And we have flush number 2, which is Morgan and Vince. We have a Julie Chen and Ashley collaboration. I guess We're Still Live is sort of a Morgan. Also, We're Still Live is also an Ashley collaboration, actually. She's a part of that quote, that soundbite. And then we have Rachel versus Kelly down at the bottom as well. So we are quite diversified here, I will say. A lot of players still left in this game. I'm going to run a quick ad, and I will be right back as well. All right. We're back. Yeah, still some ads running here. Yeah, as I mentioned before, there are going to be moments missing. If they weren't clipped in the moment, they do not make it. Again, this is more so about soundbitery than it is about the best actual moments from the season. Which is, which is part of what makes it unique. I don't think anybody would have qualified.
But you know what? Like, maybe I'm a cold ass bitch, but I don't care.
But it's not mine.
I don't care.
As a top quote from that season. But it made it because of the unique nature of these soundbite tournaments. All right. Next up. Another big one. We have No, No, No versus We're Still Live.
No, no, no.
Versus.
I think we're still alive.
Oh.
Both of these are the only Ashley-related sound bites. Ashley is in We're Still Live, and No, No, No is about Ashley. No, No, No has been dominating through this tournament so far. It crushed Over My Shoulder. It demolished Frontrunner, Pooping My Pants. And it is now here against We're Still Live. But We're Still Live has had quite a journey. It started early on in round one with infighting within its own community. You had the full soundbite truthers, and you had the younger, fresher take of less attention span. We wanted it shorter, and it was cut shorter. And that leaner, meaner, and shorter soundbite went on to crush Popcorn Ready without any trouble. And then went up against a true heavy hitter in Crying or Lying. And boy, was it close. It tied, and YouTube had to break the tie. It was still close, but it managed to survive Vince's crying and his lying, and is now here to face off against No, No, No. Which one will survive to the semifinals to face off against What Are We Doing Here? The poll starts now. No, No, No with the early 1-vote lead, and it holds heavy. This is not close. We're Still Live, and its storied history in this tournament is not nearly enough to compete against No, No, No. It was all for naught. It crawled its way into this position, barely surviving. It had the underdog story that was compelling it forward. It thought, if I can just make it one more step, if I can just make it one more round, I can make it through into the top 4, into the semifinals. If I can just make it there, I can maybe have a shot. And No, No, No came in and said, no, this is my tournament. 92% to We're Still Live's 8%. No, No, No moves on. And now we are in the other half of the tournament, the other bunch of this bracket. We have some interesting, unique dark horses, I would say. We have Captain Will. We have Flush number 2. We have Back Bitches. We have Instigator. We have Will, Morgan and Vince, Rachel, and Kelly competing. But it's not just about who says it, remember. It is also about the soundbite itself. So first up, it's Captain Will.
Folks love Captain Will.
Folks love Captain Will. but it's up against flush number 2.
Do I take advantage of this chance to flush my number one's number 2?
The poop has been struggling in this tournament, in this round in particular. It has not been faring well. So the question becomes, will the final poop soundbite hold on? Or will Captain Will continue its reign of terror? Captain Will, which has taken down Rachel's brain benching Keanu, has also taken down Rachel's The Audacity. He has handily beat Rachel both times. Flush number 2 beat out Ava's kaputs and Morgan's own honored streamer to get here and face off against Captain Will. Does the poop have enough momentum to push through past round 3? That is the question. The poll starts now. And Captain Will takes that early lead. And it is somewhat holding. This is a little all over the place. Captain Will with a decent margin of a lead here. It is tough to come back to from 60-40. Flush number 2 is trying to push Captain Will down into the 50%, but it is not strong enough. The flush is not working. It needs more force. They do not have a plunger, and Captain Will is hanging on here. It is hanging on. Flush number 2 is about to be flushed itself. Morgan was able to flush Vince's number 2, but the problem was Lauren was never Vince's number 2. She was always his number 1, at least in terms of who he wanted in the final 2. And Captain Will is going to take down flush number 2. The poop has been flushed. I'm a best-selling author, by the way. First stream back since hearing about that, and I'm talking about poop. Captain Will! Captain Will moves on into the semifinals. And now we have another face-off. We have back bitches.
I'm back, bitches! Oh my god, I have to do HOH!
Versus
Aw, man. Why do I instigate so much?
Instigator. Back bitches has taken down Will's boring move. Has taken down no one gets in between me and my Vince. And now sits here in round 3 trying to vie for its chance to face off against Captain Will. But Instigator has taken down Rachel once before. It took out I'm the Legend. It then took out Ding, 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 ding. It has faced heavy competition to get where it is, but is it strong enough to take down back bitches? The poll starts now. And it takes that early 1-vote lead, and it holds. It holds for the first badge, and it holds again at 69% in the third round. And this is not even close. Kelly's Instigator clip is destroying I'm Back Bitches. And yet, there's a bit of a comeback here. Back Bitches is crawling up the scale, 42% to 58. I don't know if there's enough time. We are roughly over halfway through, and they are about 30 votes behind, so it's going to be a tough one to make up, but that was quite the comeback for Back Bitches, as it's holding at 42%, a strong push by the Back Bitches fan base, and still pushing, but it's not going to be enough. There is not enough time. Instigator.
Aw, man. Why do I instigate so much?
Moves to the final 4. And here we are. We have our final 4 Wills, what are we doing here?
What are we actually doing here?
Julie's, no, no, no.
No, no, no.
Wills, Captain Will.
Folks love Captain Will.
And Kelly's instigator.
Aw, man. Why do I instigate so much?
Will started this tournament loss after loss. And now he is here with 2 in the final 4. But only 2 of the final 4 can make it to the final round. So let's start it off. What are we doing here? The bye round darling, beating out So Dumb, beating out Pooping himself, and now sits here against No, No, No. Only been tested twice. Back in round 2, we thought, oh, it's untested. Up against So Dumb. It was just the better version. Heading into round 3, we thought the Poop had so much momentum it couldn't be stopped. But what are we doing here? Put a clamp on the Poop soundbites and said, no, I am not just a bye round darling. I am here with on my own merit. And now I am here in the semifinals. What are we even doing here?
What are we actually doing here?
What are we actually doing here? But No, No, No has been stomping on everything that comes in its path with no mercy. Not an ounce of hesitation. Can what are we actually doing here even stand a chance? We'll find out now as the poll starts. No, No, No with the early 1 vote lead holds on to a massive one, and it is skyrocketing above. What are we actually doing here? No, No, No continues its dominant reign. No, 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 you will not beat the juggernaut. The momentum that has been gained. It will not stop. No, No, No will be in the finals. And what are we actually doing here?
What are we actually doing here?
Is not going to make it. And that means we have one more spot left. This second bracket, the second half of the bracket has been the underdog bracket from the start. It's been full of dark horses, cult favorites, scrappy sound bites, clawing their way through. Captain Will contended with the likes of Rachel's brain benching. It had the audacity to beat her again in round 2 and then again put a stop to the Poop in round 3. And at the end of the day, folks love Captain Will. But do they love him more than the instigator? The instigator who has been facing immense competition throughout its journey to the semifinals. From the very beginning, defeating I'm the Legend. Then ding. And then facing off against perhaps Rachel's strongest quote, back bitches. Captain Will has been putting a stop to Rachel left and right, but could he have beaten back bitches? I don't know. Perhaps we'll find out. Captain Will versus the instigator.
Folks love Captain Will.
Aw, man. Why do I instigate so much?
Poll starts now. Instigator with the early lead and holding strong. Still holding strong, although Captain Will is catching up. Folks do love Captain Will, but that's a large hill to climb. It is gaining percent by percent, clawing its way, trying to force Instigator into the 50 percentile. But Instigator is holding at 61. It will not relinquish. It will not. It's now at 60. It's trying to avoid that 50% gap, and it pushes back up to 61%. This is a strong showing by Instigator. A dark horse, an underdog from the start. A soundbite by Kelly. Who has taken down the likes of Rachel, the likes of Kelly, and now the likes of Will, as Instigator moves on to face off against No in the finals. And truly a final matchup do we have here. No has been dominating the entire tournament. We've seen this before. Sometimes there is a dominant performer that just never even takes a hit. Sometimes the audience has chosen the winner before the bell even rings to start the match. No has been the ordained favorite ever since it crushed Pooping My Pants. It's a favorite moment from the season. It incorporates the winner, and it is, of course, an iconic moment. But Instigator had more play throughout the season. Its relevancy throughout the season was immense. It got more airtime than almost any other soundbite here, perhaps only beat by Pooping My Pants. And it's had quite a storied journey through this tournament. Having now just beat Will, beating Rachel, it now faces off against its toughest competition, Julie Chen herself. No versus Instigator.
No.
Which one will be crowned the Soundbite Tournament champion for Big Brother 27 and join the ranks of the previous winners?
I'm a bad boy. I'm a bad
Queen's
boy.
going to get what's hers.
But you know what? Like, maybe I'm a cold ass bitch, but I don't care.
Except for you. Don't talk to me.
Which one is next up in that lineup? We find out now. The poll has started, and No takes the early lead and holds. And it holds. And No is, in fact, unstoppable in this tournament. Never once facing even an ounce of competition. The audience has truly spoken, and what they have said is no.
Man.
No.
As No takes the win. Just like that, the tournament ends with no. And it joins the ranks of the champions. What's funny is I was going to try to... No. Yeah, we had a little bit of an ad break there, but what are you going to do? It's not much I can do about it. I tried. I did try. No has won. Where'd my YouTube chat go? I'm curious to know which soundbite put up the best fight against No No No. Let me see if I can quickly take a look. I mean, I think No 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 started with one of the most dominant performances that a soundbite has ever had, right? It's the one that got 99%. Let me take a look here. Yeah. 99%, completely crushed over my shoulder. Then against Pooping My Pants. It won, let me see here, 70 to 30%. It won by 71 votes, 70 to 30% against Pooping My Pants, which theoretically should have been the strongest competition. Let's see. It then went up against We're Still Live and just crushed. We're 92 to 8% against We're Still Live. And then it went up against What Are We Doing Here, where it won by 77 to 23%. So We're Still Doing Here was the next best performer. And then, of course, this last one, 84 to 16%. So yes, Pooping My Pants did hold its own the most against No No No. I wonder how the two people who voted against No 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 in round one feel. I wonder if they're like, I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you. You wouldn't listen. You got mad at me. You wanted a unanimous vote. They're the equivalent of like the Jose's. The newbies needed a messiah. All right, that is the soundbite tournament for Big Brother 27. Thank you for joining me here. I hope you enjoyed the journey. I am going to hop right over to Patreon very shortly. If you are interested in the book club for Behind the Mirror, the book I wrote about Big Brother, which is now a bestseller, which is wild. I'm going chapter by chapter, talking through the writing process, the decisions made in the writing, analyzing things, talking to you all, answering questions, all kinds of fun stuff over on the book club on Patreon. If you want to join live, you can join live, tier 2 and above. You can call in if you want. If you are on that level, you can ask questions in the chat, or at any level on Patreon and any tier, you can watch the video after, which will be posted after the fact, and you can check it out there. I have a lot to say, obviously, because I wrote the book, and I made a lot of decisions along the way that are hopefully interesting to all of you. And there are many questions you could potentially ask, all kinds of fun stuff to do. So check out the Patreon. There's probably a link, in the chat there on Twitch and on YouTube if you want to join me. I'll be going live in about 10 minutes or so over there. But there it is. No, no, no.
No, no, no.
We're going to have to try to incorporate that into the podcasts. I think the next time somebody starts off with like a bad take, you know, like, you guys think, I feel like Ashley's overrated.
No, no, no.
I just feel like she didn't do anything.
No, no, no.
I don't know. I think the whole like competition stuff is overblown.
No, no, no.
every time they try and do shout outs, I mean, then I would just never stop. I would just never stop pressing the button. All right. Thank you again. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I'll of course be back with some Survivor and such at some point. Just having a good time here. One question for you. There's a game called Dispatch that is supposed to be really fun. It's like one of those choose your own adventure type of games, story based. I thought about playing it on stream, but I didn't know how many people would be interested. So if you are interested, bug me about it, I guess. But people might try to throw spoilers in the chat. It's I'm always, the thing about playing games on stream generally is that like I often start a game and then I'm like, I don't know if I want to commit to this. I'm not really a game streamer at the end of the day. I've done it before, of course. But like watching things on stream makes it more fun. Playing a game on stream sometimes makes it less fun. Because it's like an obligation to play it regularly, to like make sure I'm live when I play, and I can't just like jump on and then you'll miss part of the story. So I'm a little hesitant to start games sometimes, but that one feels like it kind of fits a little more. Oh, Kelly gifting a Patreon membership in the chat there. If you click the link, it seems like. Honored to have you as our streamer. It was fun playing the horror games of the Mon. That was a good time. But yes, that is I think that's all we have here. I've said it before, but Patreon's really the place to be overall. I'm doing a ton of content over there. There's a ton of stuff I can do there that I can't really do here, so it's been a really cool sort of creative outlet in that sense. So if you have to choose, or if you want to choose, I would recommend checking that out, seeing if you like some of the stuff over there. It also, just generally, if you're thinking about like, if you're just here to support in general, it is a bit better over there in terms of split and stuff. But it is entirely your choice. I will, of course, continue to stream all of the regular things for the most part. We will be doing some traders content that will be Patreon. But you know, Survivor, Big Brother. Although I gotta say, man, Survivor's been hurting. Anyway, come hang out on the Patreon. We're going to do the book club very soon. Thanks for joining me on the Soundbite tournament. Happy to have finished this up, crowned a winner. We'll see who comes out on top next time, as No is our current reigning champion. I'll see you then.